welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into how you can create and sell your own digital printable products online.
Yeah, we're using a guide from Winston Trim as our base here.
Right. And our goal is pretty clear. Break down the essentials so you can turn your, creative sparks into actual digital products people can buy.
Absolutely. It's all about taking what you know, or your style, or maybe your organizational skills, and turning that into a downloadable file. Think planners, artwork, checklists.
The sky's the limit, really.
It is.
And the key tools for this journey. We're talking Canva for the design part,
Which is super intuitive.
and PayPal for handling the transactions.
Yep, reliable payments. Canva makes design accessible. You don't need to be a pro designer. And PayPal just simplifies the whole money side of things securely, too.
So look, if you're thinking about a side hustle, or you just want to share something cool you made, or maybe you're just curious how this digital stuff works,
Then you're definitely in the right place. We're aiming to give you a practical roadmap.
we'll break it down into basically three main phases. First, getting stuck into Canva, designing the printable itself.
All the features, best practices for print specifically.
Then, phase two is setting up your shop, your online storefront, and linking it up with PayPal.
Getting the back end sorted.
Exactly. And finally, we'll look at the actual selling part, getting your stuff out there, making sales.
So we'll walk you through each step, try to make it clear, maybe even a little fun.
Let's do it. Okay, phase one, designing your awesome printable in Canva. Where do we start?
Right. First things first, you gotta head to Canva. Winston Trim actually gave a handy link. That's canva.com/join KXCWZV-YMC.
Okay, we'll make sure that's available.
Yeah, so use that link. You can sign up for free, and the free version is honestly pretty powerful to start with, or just log in if you already use Canva.
Got it. So once you're in, what's next?
You'll see a big button, probably says create a design or something similar. That's your starting point. Click that.
Okay, simple enough.
Now, Canva's smart. It gives you preset formats. Things like flyer, poster, planner, worksheet. Loads of options.
Ah, so it tries to guess what you might need.
Exactly. It's worth browsing those or searching, see if something fits what you have in mind. Saves you setting up the dimensions.
But what if you need a really specific size, like an A5 planner insert or something?
Good question. That's where custom size comes in. You click that and you can enter your own dimensions. Just, and this is important, make sure you choose inches for printables.
Right, not pixels. Inches. Why is that so crucial?
Well, you want it to print out the physical size you intend, right? Using inches ensures that. Get it wrong, and your printout could be way off. Bit of a headache.
Okay, noted. Inches for print. So Canvas is set up, now the creative part.
Now the fun part, Canva's toolkit. Look to the left side of the screen, you'll see tabs like templates, elements, text, uploads, background.
Let's maybe break those down. Templates.
Okay, templates. Think of these as like professionally designed starting points, frameworks you can customize.
So you don't have to start from a totally blank page unless you want to.
Exactly. You can filter them, search for specific types like weekly planner or invitation, then just tweak colors, fonts, add your own stuff. Really speeds things up.
Nice. What about elements? Sounds broad.
It is. It's a huge library. Graphics, illustrations, photos, shapes, lines. Basically all the visual bits you might want to add.
Like icons or little decorations?
Yep. Or photos to make it pop.
Yeah.
Just be aware. Some are free, some are pro. They have a little crown icon. If you're on the free plans, stick to the free ones or you'll be asked to pay later.
Gotcha. Free versus pro. What's next? Text.
Pretty self-explanatory. Add headings, subheadings, body text. Canva has a ton of fonts. You can change size, color, style, spacing,
Right.
all the usual text controls.
Yep, uploads. Is that for my own stuff?
Precisely. If you have your own logo or specific images or maybe illustrations you bought elsewhere, you upload them here to use in your design.
Begins for branding. Last one, background.
Simple again. Change the background color or maybe use an image or pattern as the background instead of just plain white. Sets the overall mood.
Okay, so that's the toolkit. Now, Winston mentioned designing with printing in mind. What does that involve?
Right. This is key. First, visual quality. Use high-resolution photos and graphics. If stuff looks fuzzy on screen, it'll look really bad when printed.
So avoid low-quality images grabbed from random websites.
Definitely. Winston notes that Canva's own library, the one you access via that link, generally has good quality stuff, which is helpful.
Good to know. He also mentioned something called bleed. Sounds messy.
Ha! Yeah, it does. But it's actually really important for a professional look, especially if your design goes right to the edge of the paper.
Like no white border.
Exactly. Bleed prevents that accidental white sliver you sometimes see after trimming. In Canva, you go to File, then View Settings, and turn on Show Print Bleed.
Okay, I see a dotted line appear around my page.
Right. So any element, like a background color or an image that you want to touch the final cut edge, needs to extend past the edge of your page out to that dotted bleed line.
Ah, so the printer trims off that little extra bit, leaving a clean edge.
You got it. It's a pro touch. Makes a big difference.
Okay, anything else before we save this masterpiece?
Yes. Review it carefully. Winston says zoom right in, check for typos they hide, check alignment, make sure everything looks exactly right. Last chance for tweaks.
Good advice. Easy to miss small errors. All right, I'm happy with it. How do I save it properly for selling?
Time to download. Click the share button top right, then choose download.
And file type. This is crucial, you said.
Absolutely crucial. You need to select PDF print, not PDF standard, not JPG, not PDG. PDF print.
PDF print. Got it.
Yeah.
Why that one specifically?
It's optimized for high-quality printing. It preserves the colors and resolution properly. You'll often see options there, too, like including crop marks and that bleed setting we just talked about.
Okay, and Winston mentioned flattened PDF. What's that about?
Yeah, sometimes if you have lots of overlapping things or transparency effects, flattening can help. It basically merges all the layers into one solid layer.
Like baking the design.
Kinda, yeah. It can prevent weird printing issues sometimes, makes the file simpler for the printer. Not always necessary, but good to know it's there if you have complex designs.
And colors. RGBs, CMYK. Does that matter here?
For most home or office printers, Canva's default RGB profile usually works fine, as Winston notes. Professional print shops sometimes prefer CMYK, but for digital printables people print themselves, RGB is generally okay.
Phew. Okay, so PDF print file saved. Phase 1 complete. That feels like a big step.
It is. The creative part is done. Now phase 2, setting up shop and getting paid via PayPal.
Right, so I have my PDF. Where do we actually sell it? Winston mentioned a few platforms.
He did. You've got options. Etsy is a big one. It's a marketplace. Already has lots of buyers looking for digital and handmade stuff. Good visibility for starters.
Okay, Etsy. What else?
Shopify. That's more like building your own store. More control over branding, the whole experience. Maybe a bit more work up front, but good for building a brand long term.
More control, more work. Makes sense. Any others?
Your own website, maybe using WordPress and WooCommerce. That's maximum control, but definitely more technical setup and maintenance.
Probably not for beginners, then.
Maybe not unless you're tech savvy or willing to learn. And then there's Gumroad. Winston highlights that one as being really simple, specifically designed for digital creators. Easy to get started.
Gumroad. Okay, so Etsy, Shopify, own site, Gumroad. Choose one, then what?
Then you sign up, create your shop account on whichever platform you picked. They'll all have a step-by-step process to follow.
Get the shop doors open, virtually speaking.
Exactly. And then, crucially, you need to connect PayPal so you can actually receive payments.
How easy is that, usually?
Generally pretty straightforward. Most platforms are designed to integrate easily with PayPal. Winston recommends using a PayPal business account if you can.
Why is this?
Often has features more suited for selling, maybe better reporting, but a personal account can work too. The platform you choose will guide you through linking it up. Find the payments or connect PayPal section.
Okay, shop set up, PayPal's connected. Now I need to list my actual printable, right?
Yes. Create the product listing.
Yeah.
This is your sales pitch. Needs a catchy, clear title. Think about what people would search for. Use keywords.
Like minimalist weekly, planner, printable PDF or something.
Perfect. Then the description. Be detailed. What is it? Who is it for? How do they use it? What are the benefits? And definitely mention the file format PDF and the size.
Leave no questions unanswered.
Pretty much. The more info, the better. And then images. You need good visuals.
Just a screenshot of the PDF.
You could, but mock-ups are way better. Show your printable in context, like on a clipboard, in a frame, on a tablet screen. Makes it tangible.
Helps people imagine using it. Where do I get mock-ups?
Winston reminds us Canva actually has mock-up templates, so you can create those right in Canva too. Super useful.
That's handy. Okay, title, description, mock-ups. What about price?
Pricing is tricky. You need to think about the value it provides, how much work you put in, and also check out competitors. See what similar printables are selling for. Don't underprice yourself, but be realistic.
Right, find that sweet spot.
And then the most critical bit for the listing. Upload the actual PDF file. The high-quality PDF print version you save from Canva. Double check it's the right one.
Don't want to upload the wrong file. Nightmare.
Exactly. And finally, set up automatic delivery. This is huge for digital products.
So when someone pays via PayPal,
The platform automatically sends them the download link or emails in the file. Instantly. No waiting. Customers love that. You need to configure that setting in your shop.
instant gratification. Okay, that covers setting up the shop. Feels like we're getting close.
We are. Phase 3 is basically the selling and ongoing part, spreading the printable love.
So how do we get people to my shop now that it's ready?
Promotion. You got to share the links. Social media, your blog if you have one, maybe relevant Facebook groups or Pinterest boards, wherever your target audience hangs out online.
Put it out there.
Yep. Winston also mentions considering paid ads. Targeted ads on Facebook or Instagram, for example, can reach more people, but costs money, obviously.
Something to consider down the line, maybe. And the payment itself is handled by PayPal.
Correct. Customer pays, PayPal processes it securely, money lands in your connected account. Smooth.
And the delivery is automatic, as we said.
Ideally, yes. Once payment clears, boom, customer gets their printable. That's the beauty of digital. Saves you a ton of manual work.
But it's not totally hands-off, right?
Yeah.
Winston mentioned customer support.
Absolutely vital. People might have questions before buying or maybe trouble downloading, although that should be rare with automatic delivery. You need to respond promptly and professionally.
Good service leads to repeat business, good reviews.
Exactly. Builds trust. Even in the digital world, that relationship matters.
Okay, this all sounds doable. Before we wrap up, Winston had some important final points, didn't he? Things to keep in mind.
He did. Crucial stuff. First, copyright. Big one. You must have the rights to use everything in your design fonts, graphics, photos.
So back to those Canva elements.
Right. The free ones are generally okay for commercial use, Winston clarifies, but it's always smart to double-check Canva's latest license terms. If you use Pro elements, you need an active Pro subscription, and again, check the terms for commercial use. Better safe than sorry.
Definitely don't want legal trouble.
What else? Terms and conditions for your product. Good idea to state clearly how people can use it, usually personal use only. Specify they can't resell the file or give it away.
Protects your work.
Yep. And oh yeah, taxes. Boring, but necessary.
Ah, yes, the tax man.
Selling stuff online is income. You need to understand your tax obligations based on where you live and sell. Might be worth chatting to an accountant if you're unsure.
Good advice. Get professional help there.
And finally, just keep learning. The online selling world changes fast. Stay curious, try new marketing ideas, see what works.
It's an ongoing process.
For sure.
Okay, wow. That was a comprehensive journey. So to recap, we've covered designing in Canva, focusing on print quality, and things like bleed.
Setting up shop on a platform like Etsy or Gumroad, connecting PayPal,
Crafting good listings, setting up automatic delivery.
promoting your work, handling customers, and keeping those important points like copyright and taxes in mind.
It really does feel like we've distilled Winston Trim's advice into a clear path.
Hope so. The potential is definitely there for you to share your creativity and, yeah, maybe make some extra income too. The tools like Canva and PayPal make it more accessible than ever.
Absolutely. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
What kind of digital printable could you create? What problem could you solve? Or what little bit of joy could you offer?
Yeah, think about it. Planners, trackers, worksheets, wall art, party decorations. What fits your skills and interests?
Maybe give it some thought and perhaps revisit that Canva link, canva.com/W. Join KXED-WZV-YMC and just see what happens when you click Create a Design.
You never know what you might come up with.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.